What's good, guys? Welcome back to another midweek review. I'm also joined by Leo.
Yo, yo. Um, this is a pretty mellow week, as you can see on the economic calendar, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We didn't have too much news, like yellow folders, like some red folders on today, Wednesday's price action. Um, and I'm happy to say that price did kind of react to what we expected after a big range week like last week. Um, for at least indexes, we did go into a consolidation and price action was pretty mellow and slow coming into Wednesday. Let's start off by recapping the dollar index. And so on the dollar index on the 4 hour, you see this level we talked about last week, the daily buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency high and low, coupled with the daily bullish order block. You can see I did give a couple scenarios as to what dollar might do, and that would kind of bring along the bias for the week. And so as you can see, price respected the discount PD array levels here and started expanding higher, consolidating into Tuesday and Wednesday. So going along with this, order flow is bullish, respecting bullish PD arrays, discount PD arrays rather. And so into Thursday and Friday, I could expect taking out Wednesday's high here, maybe this swing high here at 106, like 150, 160-ish. And that should be it. Sell side is still present. However, it's rather unlikely it gets down there unless Thursday's news is insane and something happens and we completely invalidate everything here, here, everything here, and pulling into sell side. But it's less likely to do that given that we've moved away from here. All right, so moving down to the lower time frame on the hour. Oh, sorry, I did want to note that there's this really funny phenomenon with this wick here that I noticed while charting up the dollar. I did look at this dollar and I noticed that price did respect it here. So price ran down here, kind of like a turtle soup, ran into the bottom of the wick and then ran back up, runs past it, and then now reuses it, the middle of the wick, as a sensitive price level. So that'll be very interesting going into the end of the week. We'll see how we trade it along this PD array here. So onto the 1 hour. I do have Wednesday's high marked out as well as 106, 169 as the potential draw into Thursday and Friday. Not too much to say here. We did take out a low here into this area here. And I would expect price to start moving up a little overnight and into Thursdays and Fridays trading. Did you have anything to note, Alan?
Not really. I mean, at the moment, I feel like Dixie kind of rebounded from that daily busies, and then right now, kind of just want to see what they want to do. Right, buy side is still above there, and I want to see if they want to give a little stop run lower before running higher. Right, I mean, there's still sell side there, so they could eventually reach for that, and in the week. But at the moment, right now, just wait and see for now. Yeah, let's move on to Euro USD. Right, so for Euro USD 1 hour, right, we have EU kind of move up Friday and then Monday open, took out its own high, and then kind of drop lower, start moving lower. Tuesday kind of just drop lower, right? Creating a nice low there, retraced. Wednesday open, drop lower, taking out its own lows, and then finally punching higher, taking out Tuesday's highs. Right, running out buy side there, and then now it's consolidating in this range's equilibrium, right? So At the moment, there are still sell side there. There's that gap there. So if Dixie wants to continue moving higher, I would, obviously expect EU to move lower, run out these lows here, and trade down into this area down here. There's also Friday low here, right? That they can trade down into. But at the moment, I'm gonna look for the sell side first, and then see how they trade even through these inefficiencies here, right? Let's move on to the 15. Right, the 15 minutes, a little bit more clear, right? We have buy side there, equilibrium here, price runs up, runs down, looking for potential manipulation higher and then tank lower, right? It is chilling at a level of premium at the moment where sell side is residing. If it runs higher and then runs lower, I wouldn't be targeting these lows immediately. I kind of want to be aware of the 50 of this range here, right? Just like near the area where they could run another stop run higher. But at the moment right now, like it's very, very difficult to kind of say it wants to go higher or lower, right? It's just as of right now, I am looking for EU to continue try to be bearish after it takes out buy side here and runs up into the equilibrium of this range, right? Let's check out GU, right? So for GU, right, similar analysis, right? But rather than like Monday runs higher, Friday runs higher, Monday runs really aggressive higher, takes out the highs, trades aggressively lower, right? Trades lower, lower. Tuesday opens, drops lower, and then not as much of a retracement, right? Wednesday drops lower even more, starting to retrace, right? There's previous day high here, buy side here, and then there's equilibrium up there along with this higher time frame gap, right? So price looking to potentially make a Judas higher and then trade for sell side, right? There's still sell side underneath here, but I want to see them kind of run up into a level of premium before trading down into that, right? If you want to just compare really quick, EU and GU, right? EU took out Tuesday's high. For GU, it does not, right? So there's a little SMT for you there, right? And if it wants to go lower, it doesn't have to come up here, right? Realistically, it can just continue tanking lower if it's very, very bearish. But at the moment right now, kind of just want to wait and see on what GU and EU does, right? So let's check out GU on the 15, right? Nice little gap there. Previous day's high buy side liquidity. Previous day's high there. Buy side liquidity here resting as well. All right, we're nearing the open of the market. So if price wants to punch higher, run out some short-term buy side and drop lower, they could do that, or they can just open and continuously drop lower now, targeting these lows here, maybe in the lows below, right? So at the moment, like I said, don't push too hard, right? It's a slow week, kind of want to wait for news. There is news. So they could just not do anything until news, right? So be very, very aware of that. And I think that should be it for the Forex recap. Do you have anything else you want to add for this, Leo?
No.
No? Okay. Let's see. Go for it.
All right. Moving on to crude oil. I am delighted to say that the expansion move has happened this week, and it punched through all of the targets that we've been looking at throughout this past week or so. So I think early into the week we did take out the first objective on Tuesday. Actually, we took out the first objective and the second objective at 77.24 on Tuesday. On Monday is a little slower, but we did move into the buy side and balance sell side efficiency here at 75.69 and 74.69. I know it's not highlighted as much as the other two because I didn't expect that price would run towards there that quickly. I thought it would take out sell side at 77.24, consolidate a little bit, and then I would have a chance to recap on price moving into the buy side and balance sell side efficiency at 75 and 74.69. As for what happens next, there is no indication of bullish signatures yet on crude oil. However, I do expect a slowdown of this expansion phase of price and a move into either a retracement or consolidation. Probably more likely retracement. We are at OTE on the daily, and if you want to see how I drew my fib out, take the low from Wednesday, June 28th, 2023, that low to the high of Thursday, September 28th, 2023. The bodies are at the 62% retracement level. I do expect some kind of retracement from this area, probably into the end of the week. However, we'll see. So on the daily, there's not much else to say. Let's move on to the lower time frame. So this is the hourly time frame on crude oil. You can see how smooth the order flow was, trailing down into our targets. So on Monday, we see price move up into that breaker of that setup we talked about last week. This was that kind of like the sell model, sell day into sell side here. And we reused this breaker here it created here to sell off into the end of the day. Namely targeting these lows here, not so much this. The sell side was attacked overnight, and in the AM session of Tuesday, we saw an imbalance created, and price went to fill it and then ran lower towards 78.66 and 77.24. Very smooth order flow downwards, rather efficient, not too many gaps, maybe one here that might get used later. And into Wednesday's trading, we did see this is a lower time frame. There's a little order block here on the 15-minute, which I highlighted here. This is the body of a 15-minute order block. See in the AM. Overnight, price ran lower. And then we see the manipulation move here into the bearish order block. And then price sells off into the midpoint of this imbalance here, which I highlighted in red. And so we see price kind of stagnating down here. And there is a immediate rebalance here. Not fully, it leaves a little bit. However, I do expect price to be more consolidatory in nature here towards the end of the week. And if not, targeting like the upside temporarily. It depends on what the dollar is doing. This was a little weird here on Wednesday. This move lower was moving in tandem with the dollar. So it synced up and it kind of threw me off. So as for right now, I'm a little 50-50 because all our targets have been met and I just want to sit on the sidelines, preferably, see what happens. All right. Did you have anything to add, Alan?
No, not really. I think crude oil traded really, really well, right? Looking to see what it wants to do, see if it wants to respond from that area, trade into some sort of buy side liquidity, right? If it's either retracement or reversal, we'll have to wait and see for that. But yeah, we can keep moving on from crude oil.
All right. On to E-mini S&P on the daily. On the outlook video, we did say that well, at least I did say that I wanted to see price trade into this imbalance here made at the end of the week. Unfortunately, price did not use this level. Instead, it used Monday as a very small range day. Tuesday expanded a little bit into this volume imbalance here, which I noted on the daily. It's a really small one. If you expand the chart, it'll be shown in greater detail. And as you can see, the bodies on the daily are respecting this PD array level here. And so, as well as we are trading inside this bearish order block here, which I will highlight in the next slide. And so as of right now, the indexes are respecting bearish premium PD arrays on the daily. And while the buy side liquidity here at 443050 and this sell side imbalance buy side efficiency are targets still, they remain targets. They may become disqualified depending on how price moves at these levels, whether they respect the PD arrays or not. I would ultimately like price to drop in here. However, there's no guarantee. These are just targets for me. And did you have anything to add, Alan, on the daily?
Not really. I'm looking toward that imbalance there, lower to see if it wants to get down there for ES.
Yeah, so because of this respect of the premium PD arrays, if price were to want to get up here, I would ultimately want the indexes to kind of trade a little bit in here, take some measure of liquidity out, and then see a reaction higher, into these buy side liquidity levels, deeper premium. All right, moving on to lower time frame. Oh, sorry. So there, this was the other PD array I like to mention. I used the whole bullish order block, bearish order block here, and highlighted the mean threshold level of that in red for you guys to see that the bodies are also respecting this in tandem with the volume imbalance. And so it is looking pretty strong. So we'll see what happens into the end of the week. So this is the lower time frame on ES. This is the volume imbalance highlighted in this neon blue here with the bearish order block daily open level 4392. You see respecting it originally in the beginning of the week, running into it, and then respecting the volume imbalance on the daily. Look at the bodies of this, and then rejecting it, trading a little lower, pushing through it a little bit, and then rejecting it again, trading lower here, and one more final push in here. The bodies are also respecting it. I did note that this was a temporary shift here, as you can see the trade down here. So the signs do point to a trade into 436425 potentially. We'll see overnight how that goes. And then depending on how we trade in this imbalance here, price could keep pushing lower. Price could keep pushing lower. And that is one potential scenario. However, we could also see a reject of this and push into buy side. Oh my gosh. We could see a reject of this in here and push into buy side liquidity towards the end of the week on news. All right. Did you have anything to add on ES, Alan?
No, looks good, looks solid. Let's move on from ES, right? We can get into NAS. So this is a NAS 1 hour, right? I just want to show you guys a little bit what we're looking at, right? So NAS ran buy side here, right? Wednesday ran buy side, potential high of the week. I'm not gonna call it here, potential high of the week, right? Consequential of the imbalance. If you look at that candle's close, it's perfect to the CE of that imbalance, of this imbalance here. Pull that up on your chart, right? And then I want to do the wick CE here too as a potential draw. It can get down here and then give me some reaction if it wants to go through that. The low there would be the next target. Currently, there's some buy side here, potential to run buy side really quickly, and then maybe use that as a stop run to send this lower, trading into down to the sell side here, and then make its way down through this inefficiency there, right? So at the moment, I am bearish for NAS, right? I want to see it try to get down here aggressively, and then either consolidate or full on try to reverse and run higher. But as of right now, I don't. It's very, very uncertain, right? We see a lot of movement higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower. So it's kind of we're stuck in kind of this range right here. When we break out, it's very dramatic, and then it pulls back, right? Like this, trades to the high, pulls back, trades through these lows here, pulls back, right? And it makes you really like wonder like what's really going on, where this price wants to go, right? So we can go in lower time frame just to get some more details, right? So as I said earlier, constant encroachment, the imbalance, price trades through that, right? As we saw on the hour time frame, price closes right at that, which is that close right there, right? And then the wick CE, if you see the candles here closing right at the wick CE, which is very, very nice, right? Price trading really aggressively higher, dropping lower, trading higher again, trading into buy side into level of premium, dropping lower here, trades back up into here, which low retracement, looking for a stop run above these highs here, and then maybe drop lower towards the sell side here, right? Price did gap pretty aggressively here, close here, opened here, and then drop lower. So at the moment, like I said, it's very, very uncertain, right? If I would expect at least a run into these lows here and then maybe consolidate or run higher or even take these lows out and continue tanking lower, right? But as of right now, it's kind of iffy, right? You can see there's a lot of give and takes, right? It's not really safe in the market, right? Let's say you were a seller here, you're running this low and it runs against you, right? Same thing if you're trying to be a buyer here, runs up, starts running against you, right? So there's a lot of areas where there's a lot of give and take, right? You say you bought here, runs up, you didn't get out, trades against you here, right? So there's a lot of give and take, right? We see a nice run higher, 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 finally running up to buy side, massive reaction from that, running lower, taking out all these lows out, trading down into this low here, right? So as of right now, like I said, it's very, very unfavorable, right? Unless you're, scalping or just trying to day trade. But overall, swing trading this is not recommended, I would say. Even trading this in general is not recommended until like you kind of I think you guys should probably wait for better conditions or you guys are taking scalps, right? If you're taking scalps, it's fine. Be very, very careful, right? You don't want to overstay your welcome, right? Because like I said, there's a lot of times where it'll chop against you. So as if you catch your 10, 15 handles, I recommend you guys just say, hey, I'll take this and just get out, right? Inversion fair value gap here. We see price runs up here, trades lower, price making ways back up, looking at it as a buy side liquidity target, right? Not entering it, is just looking at that for now, maybe trade up into it and then roll over, trade down into these lows and even this low here. But yeah, that should wrap up the NAS. Is there anything you want to add for NAS, Leo?
I would just like to speak about the general market condition at the moment. As you can see on our first slide, there is unemployment claims and a Fed chair event tomorrow. So I think it's very common for the market to engineer a 50-50 scenario with big liquidity pools on each side of the marketplace before this takes place so that the high impact news event can work it work its way through both sides of the marketplace. Um, so that's why, in my opinion, there's these iffy 50-50 conditions where it's not so high probability. And so, yeah, I just wanted to speak on that.
Yep, I definitely agree. But yeah, that should wrap up our midweek review, right? We'll update you guys with anything that happens at the end of the week. We'll go over our trades and whatnot. But yeah, I hope you guys have the safe rest of your week. Make sure you guys stay safe, right? Don't push too hard, especially in conditions like this where it's 50-50 and low probability. But yeah, we'll see you guys on our next video. Peace.
Stay safe.